Look, man, that is a tough question. Yeah, I mean, they
well, your wife seems to indicate.
Yeah. I think everybody in general wants to be appreciated more at work.
Are you happy?
I have my moments.
We're joined by Fox NFL analyst Gref Jennings. Welcome, Greg. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What was your takeaway from Brady's comments?
It is what it is. He pleads the fifth. He pleads the fifth because they don't talk in New England. This is the extent of their dialogue.
Oh, he's
disclosure.
And we listen.
He's talking, but they're not. It's just like Belichick. Belichick will say nothing, but he's saying everything and saying nothing. Mm-hmm. This is, I don't care in what relationship, family, marriage, like you're going to have disagreements, you're going to have conflicts, you're going to agree to disagree, and you're going to not feel appreciated at times or like you're the priority at times, but you deal with it. You learn to coexist. You learn to move past it. And that's what they've been able to do. That's what they will continue to do. Belichick, when everyone gets together this offseason and training camp starts and he has his guys and he's dwindling down, I guarantee you he's going to address everything that we're talking about right now. If you guys aren't on board, you let me know. And the door's that way. Bottom line, and Tom Brady will sit there and he will not say anything and it will be done because winning football games will take precedent. Yes, is he irritated? Is he bothered? Is he 100% happy? Absolutely not. But you tell me one person that's 100% happy. You show me one person that's 100% happy. No one.
I'm looking at it a little different than you are, Greg. Yeah. Put it like this. Okay, you say the marriage. Let's put this in a marriage. Say a couple have been married 15 years, they got a couple kids. And one comes to the other and says, you know what? I'm ready to move on without you. How you think that person's going to feel? Because that's what this is about. This is about Tom Brady, what he all accomplished, what they did together. Coach Belichick was willing to move on without him. See, that's what the underappreciation, because if you'd ask him that very question before this year and before Seth Wickersham's article came out that Mr. Kraft ordered Coach Belichick to trade Jimmy Garoppolo to clear the decks for Tom Brady, had you asked him before that all came about, I guarantee you Tom Brady would have said okay. Because guess what they did? Before he got suspended, they gave him a $20 million signing bonus, gave him a $1 million base salary, so the NFL could only get 4 checks of that $1 million as opposed to the big money. So he would have said, oh, yeah, they appreciate me. Now he's saying, well, they ask him a question, does Coach Belichick owe the fans an explanation? Well, you would have to ask the guy. You don't know that guy's name?
The guy who owns
the team. Mm-hmm. You have to ask the guy that owns the team. They didn't ask him, was Coach Belichick tough to play for? He volunteered that. Ain't nobody asked you, Greg, what's it like in your marriage. You volunteered you having problems. You know what I'm saying? So if you volunteer information, so you going to go home, your wife going to be looking at, oh, Greg, huh?
Yeah, I hear you. Don't misunderstand me. I get it because I was in a relationship with Green Bay and I felt like they didn't appreciate me. Right. We've all experienced this.
And you said it. You voiced it.
Absolutely. I did. And I think when it comes to Tom Brady, I think he feels appreciated, but now, like to your points, he now has things that have transpired to where he's like, do they really appreciate me? But he never thought about it.
Appreciated, but he doesn't feel appreciated now.
Yes, but Skip, like this happens every single day in the NFL. How long has Tom Brady been there? He's been there for the entire run. Mm-hmm. So he's seen players come and go, great players come and go. It never impacted him.
Never thought it would happen to him.
That's the problem. That's the issue. Everybody never thinks it'll happen to them. Brett Favre never thought it would happen to him. You ask him, did the Green Bay Packers appreciate him? He would say yes at one point, but then what transpired is like, well, maybe they don't.
Gref Jennings, as good as you were, with all due respect to your career, and you did make Aaron Rodgers, you won him a Super Bowl, but you played at a very high level, but you were not this guy.
No.
This is the greatest quarterback in the history of this league. This is 5 Super Bowl rings and 8 Super Bowl appearances, and the reigning MVP. who set the all-time playoff game record in the last Super Bowl with 505 yards passing. And just for the record, I just heard via text from a very close friend of Tom Brady's who said he was shocked at what Tom said by Tom's standards yesterday. Again, he went from aw shucks, gee whiz, to drop that mic. He was holding that mic, and he might as well have dropped it by his standards because he does not speak like this. This is Tom Brady going LeVar Ball on Bill Belichick. That's how strong it was in the context of who was speaking, because he had clearly thought it through. And the first line is, do you feel appreciated by the organization? Do you get the appropriate gratitude from the organization? That's the head coach and the owner. And he had thought it through enough to say, I plead the fifth. And that was his cadence. He had thought, he hit every word. I plead the fifth, meaning I cannot speak the truth without incriminating myself. That's Tom Brady speaking. And then, are you happy? It's a pretty simple question. Plays for a team that is as we speak, it's still the Las Vegas betting favorite to win it all next year. I have my moments. You have your moments. It has come to that you have all this going for you. And now you have announced again, I want to play into my mid-40s. Are you happy? I have my moments. And then the Malcolm Butler that you alluded to. This is shocking by Brady standards, that he says that Malcolm Butler kept coming over to him during the Super Bowl saying, TB, like, what's going on here? You're the quarterback of a team favored to win the Super Bowl, and while your defense is supposed to be on the field, one of the best defenders that you have keeps coming over to you saying, TB, what's up? And you're trying to sit with Josh McDaniels and go over the pictures and your strategy for the next series. And you're saying, well, what is going on? And finally, Brady said, I kept going, as in saying out loud, what defense are we in where Malcolm is not on the field? Is it short yardage or goal line? Because it's almost like a sarcastic line. Why isn't he on the field? Wouldn't that be a little distracting?
Yes.
If you're the leader of the team, even though you don't play defense, and that shouldn't be your domain or your bother during the game. And yet, it was as if Malcolm Butler wanted Tom to walk over to Bill Belichick and just say, Coach, why isn't he in the game? They're scoring at will on our defense. They're about to put up 41 points.
That is their backup, Coach.
And with the backup quarterback. And we've gone to our dime package, which is, 6 defensive backs. And you don't have Malcolm Butler on there?
Yeah.
Really?
But Jim Gray didn't ask him that. Tom Brady volunteered.
He did. He
that
volunteered.
Malcolm Butler was coming to him on the sideline. Because it's all, Skip, when I was a little kid, my aunts, they were afraid to ask my grandfather something. They would push me up to do it because he was less likely to tell me no.
That's true.
So they, hey, Shannon, go ask Daddy, can we go such and such? Okay, we could do this. Malcolm Butler, because he know he couldn't approach Coach Belichick, he was trying to get Tom Brady to go ask him, can he get in the game? Why isn't he playing? So that's why he kept coming back. And Tom, like, I got bigger fish. I want you in the game. But I'm not going to go ask him that. And plus, I got bigger things. I got things I got to worry about. I got to make sure my offense is intact. Skip, he could have easily. And for him, like Skip said, for him, this is a rant. Because he doesn't want to come off as devish. He's spent 19 years building this reputation with all golly gee whiz, I'm Tom. But for him to say what he said it in a joking manner, like, yeah, man. I can't stand Coach Belichick. That joker tried to get rid of me after everything I've done.
That's exactly the Tony.
I agree with both of you. I believe this is far beyond what we would have ever expected Tom Brady to be doing and saying. But if it really was a do or die situation, if it was really choose me, you think Tom Brady's going to say, well, let me go? And I'll continue playing somewhere else. Is it that serious? No. So what I'm saying is, come the season, regardless of what has transpired, he's going to swallow that pride. And he's going to play ball. That's what they've always done.
But if the head coach had his way, the head coach was going to tell him, thank you, see you later.
Absolutely. I understand that, because that's what Bill Belichick, he's the one constant in all of this. Like, Bill Belichick is always going to be the one constant. This is the way I do things. there's no give. There's no give. I don't owe any. I guarantee we will never hear an explanation about the Malcolm Butler.
No.
We will never hear. You talk about Brady will, after he's done and playing, maybe in a book, maybe after sitting down away from the game, he may share what his real sentiments are. But Belichick, even far after, he will never say anything. That's just who he is.
Okay, so the final line, Jim Gray asked Tom Brady if Patriots fans deserve an explanation for why Malcolm Butler didn't play. And Tom says, I don't know. That's probably a better answer for the guy who owns the team. This is the guy who's his father figure, the guy he calls RK, Robert Kraft. And now it's degenerated to, you'll have to ask the guy? Really? So now he feels like both the owner and the coach are against him and not appreciate
I don't look at it like, I mean, we take things sometimes out of context. I mean, he said the guy, I don't believe that there is a problem with Tom Brady and Robert Kraft because Robert Kraft
But a year ago, he would have said, you'll have to ask Mr. Kraft. The guy?
Yeah.
You know what rubs Tom Brady? Is that you know this, you play with Brett, you play with Aaron. And the coaches that you had, they treat all you guys fair, but they treat those guys different.
Absolutely.
Tom Brady has never gotten different treatment from any other guy from Coach Belichick. And he's like, why? We've never had a conversation that didn't involve football. Why? I can't talk to you on any other level except player coach. And you're like, I've won 5 Super Bowls. I've been the ultimate soldier because everything that they're allowed to do in New England, it starts with Tom Brady because if he walks the straight and narrow, everybody else will fall in line behind him. But he's number 1 behind Coach Belichick. And then everybody just get in the line. From 1 to 56, 53. And so now he's looking at like, hold on, I've been loyal to you beyond loyal for 18 years. And you tried to over what I've done. That's not good enough. Coach Belichick says, I must keep a safe distance from all my players because either I'm going to cut you or I'm going to trade you or you will retire. And that makes it a lot easier if I'm not buddy-buddy with you. You know, some guys get released, you're like, okay, cool. But if it's a friend of yours, you're like, damn, man.
Absolutely.
So Tom was like, he saw Willie McGinnis go out the door. He saw Richard Seymour get traded. They cut Lawyer Malloy Tuesday. They playing the game on Sunday. But he never thought it would happen to him. And Coach Belichick says, yeah, you know what? I know you will decline eventually, but you won't decline on my watch. You'll decline on someone else because I'm going to get rid of you a year too early.
So Tom Brady just redrew the line in the sand. I'm playing until I'm in my middle 40s. What is that, 3-4 more years?
At
Coach.
Yeah, and I think that is going to cause some problems in his personal life then because now it's becoming a little too personal. But I just want to ask, Shannon, have you ever had something transpire, conduct detrimental to the team, with a player or a coach, doesn't matter, somebody within the organization, and you guys not be given an explanation?
I mean,
ever, like.
Normally you know things. But
no, yes, and have you ever not known why?
I don't know if I've ever seen a situation like this. Because normally, you know, if a guy's not going to start, say a guy shows up late for something.
You know why?
You're right. You know, he's not going to start.
And as a leader of 2 Super Bowl teams, the coach is going to make you aware as a leader.
Exactly.
Right.
I don't know if they have one of those. I don't know if they have a council in New England where the coach.
Well, also, I don't know if they have an explanation that can be shared because maybe it's just that Belichick wanted to do it his way and it backfired, so that can't be the explanation.
That is the biggest, I believe that is the biggest issue. He messed with my Super Bowl championship opportunity. Like, that is huge.
That back. Yep. Greg, thanks for joining us. Should Jason Witten say goodbye to the Cowboys? We'll discuss that next.
This is what I feel like when I wear regular shoes, cramped and uncomfortable.
Mr. Long, you've been upgraded.
Which is why I wear Skechers wide fit shoes.